Hello, me chooks. Matt here. How you going? So I'm finally back from Melbourne. As you know, I went over there to meet Alex Proyas. I'll get to that in a minute. Well, it'll be a little bit while away, I think, once I get through all these other Blu-rays I want to show off that I picked up from Play DVDs in Burke Street in Melbourne. And they're a little small store in an alleyway that sells brand new, second-hand, like new Blu-rays and DVDs. And a lot of them I had, a lot of them I don't have, and these are the ones I didn't have. But anyway, these I don't own. Fantastically, I'm going to watch them all, which is going to be the first one I'm going to start with. I'm going to watch it as soon as I finish making this video. It's called The Ghoul with Boris Karloff. Boris Karloff is, of course, like a legend. I love Boris Karloff, the horror legend. And this one, he actually was in Britain. He made several British films. I believe he may have been British. And so, but yeah, he made a lot of films in Britain and as well as the US. And to be honest, I think he was more prolific than Bela Lugosi was. I'll get into Bela in a minute. But this is a network release from the now sadly defunct network film distributors. So this has been around for a few years now. And it's about, it's the first British film ever to be labelled horrific, as well as being the first British horror with sound. So The Ghoul is presented here for the first time in high definition, a restoration from original film elements in its original aspect ratio. Starring Boris Karloff, Cedric Hardwicke and Ralph Richardson, this landmark film is a key title in any horror film collection. An imminent dying Egyptologist has purchased a precious stone stolen from an Egyptian tomb, which he believes will appease the ancient gods after his death, if they are buried together. When the stone is stolen from his tomb, he returns as a ghoul, furious at the theft and hell-bent on wreaking revenge upon those responsible. I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to seeing this film. I just love Boris Karloff, and I know there are so many other Boris Karloff films I have not seen. So even though I've watched a fair amount, he did a lot of movies, and I can't wait to delve back into the Boris Karloff vault, I guess you could say. So really looking forward to this. I'm so glad I found it. So next up is The Dark Eyes of London. This one's a Bela Lugosi, also from Network. And yeah, this is the definitive British horror film and a worthy successor to his work on the Universal monster movies. Screen icon Bela Lugosi takes centre stage as a demented doctor on a killing spree in The Dark Eyes of London, the first British film to receive the H censor rating for being horrific for public exhibition. Can't wait to get into this one either. Adapted from a novel by Edgar Wallace, this landmark British film is featured here as a brand new high-definition restoration from original film elements in its original theatrical aspect ratio. So there it is, The Dark Eyes of London with Mr. Bela Lugosi. I cannot wait for this. It's a series of mysterious drownings in the Thames, set Scotland Yard on the ghoulish trail of one of London's most sinister murderers. Can't wait. So yeah, it's just a shame that, Network went under when they did. I really loved their Jerry Anderson stuff that they produced. And they were doing so well too. But I was like so many people, I always got a Network Blu-ray and that when it was on sale. I never paid full price. And, now these are out of print. So get them. If you spot them, get them. I know I've paid, I've already paid like, the $50 each for both The Ghoul and the Dark Eyes of London. But you know, they're out of print. You may not ever get another release of them. They're just going to go up further in price. And you tell me where on streaming or on television you can see these films regularly. I can't say that properly, so I'm not going to even try. Anyway, so that was the network ones that I found at Play DVDs. And the next one that I found, I've got a lot of old films, surprisingly. But I'm happy with that. And the next one that I got was another defunct, it's kind of defunct series of Blu-rays. They were called the Premium Collection in the UK. They're more so Warner Brothers Archive relabeled, but for the UK market. Now they've gotten rid of them. They're just known as Warner Archive in the UK and the US. But this one is called The Mystery of the Museum. These were really fantastic because when they released these, a lot of them came with posters and art cards and stuff like that. And this one, The History of the Wax Museum, stars Fay Wray, of course, from King Kong. Gosh, that's nearly 100 years old. Can you believe that? And this is very much like the Vincent Price film of the similar name, where it's a wax museum and there's something going on at the wax museum. People are looking familiar and people are going missing as well, and they're ending up in the wax museum that's very popular. So yes, I cannot wait to get into this. And like I said, it's available. They actually did have the Warner Archive version at the DVD seller, but and this was a little bit more expensive too at $55. Same with the Warner Archive one. But I think with a poster and the art cards and everything, it was worthwhile getting this. It's the exact same transfer, so it was worthwhile getting. Can't wait to get into this one as well. Another oldie that's also from the Premium Collection was that you cannot get now. And I actually never saw this on Warner Archive, but maybe it is available on Warner Archive. I just didn't find it. It's a Mighty Joe Young. That's the sort of a follow-up to King Kong. It has no relation to King Kong whatsoever. I know that Ray Harryhausen worked on this film, on some of it. Mighty Joe Young, the team behind King Kong, reunited to create another towering ape. Mr. Joseph Young, the simian, is shorter and the jokes tongue-in-cheek, but the Oscar-winning special effects are just as Kong-sized. A slick nightclub owner, Robert Armstrong, discovers the giant ape frolicking in Africa as the beloved pet of a young girl, Terry Moore. He brings both to Hollywood as a floor show until some no-goods ply Joe with booze and the Blitz behemoth goes bonkers. I think this has a happy ending though. So, a happier ending than King Kong anyway. So it looks nice. I've never seen Mighty Joe Young. I've always wanted to see it. Like I said, I hadn't seen the remake either. So, but I prefer the original anyway. This also came with, I believe, the poster and that as well. Yep. There we go. There's the poster as well. So yeah, nice, very nice, and yeah, another one that I can't wait to get into. That was Mighty Joe Young. Next up is an animation. Now, I had come across this before. I don't think this is as rare. This is a rare one, but you know, it was close by, and I haven't got any of these, and really need to get them while you can. And they are Popeye the Sailor. This one's volume 3. I don't own 1 and 2. That's just on my want list. But yeah, I mean, these are, again, these are Warner So these will be compatible with Region B. I don't know if that's with all regions, but I do know that Region A and B with Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers are really region friendly. Not all of their stuff is region free, but a lot of it is. So if you get a Warner Brothers movie, it's more likely to work on your Blu-ray if your Blu-ray is locked. So yes, I cannot wait to get into Popeye. I used to love Popeye in the morning Saturdays, and yeah. Yeah. Anyway, there we go. So yes, this is 17 newly presented adventures featuring our favourite spinach-eating sailor man and his lovely leading lady, Olive Oil. The set finishes out our Popeye's second decade of a screen stardom with cartoons originally released to movie theatres in 1948 and 1949, providing some globe-trotting and time-travelling adventures. The cartoons have been restored to look they're lavish, best utilising the techniques of 3 classic colour systems. So of course these were Fleischer cartoons, which you could never go wrong with Fleischer. That in some ways they were actually better than Disney. I know. Whoops, shouldn't say that dirty word. But yes, this has got hilarious sight gags, gorgeous cartoon art, and more action-packed goodness from the golden age of animation. Looking forward to that one. Okay, I've got a Hammer film for you. This one is The Curse of the Mummy's Tomb. I didn't think I owned this on Blu-ray. I'm pretty damn sure I don't. This was an Indicator release. They released it in a Hammer box set, but for some reason I missed out on it. So this is the separate release that they did. I always confuse this one with the Mummy's Curse. The Mummy's Curse. I think it's called The Mummy's Curse. The Mummy's Curse. Anyway, there's another one that comes later on, and The Mummy's Shroud. Yes, it's The Mummy's Shroud. And yeah, I always confuse the two together. I don't know why, but this movie looks pretty good. And of course, Indicator do a fantastic job at whatever they do. Right, now this is probably the most expensive Blu-ray I ever bought. And it's a fairly new one, which is strange. It's not out of print. It's only just been out a month or two. And it's really hard to get online. It's sold out everywhere, and yet I found it at the DVD place. Like I said, they sell new and old. So I was able to find a copy of Life Force on 4K. This is HDR. It is got the international cut as well as the theatrical cut. And of course, you got to love Matilda May. Matilda May in 4K, totally and utterly starkers. Got to love it. You seriously got to love it. I got banned from Instagram for posting a picture of Matilda May. But anyway, if you don't know what Life Force is, it was directed by Tobe Hooper, who did Poltergeist, supposedly, as well as Steven Spielberg. We won't go into that. But yes, the previous one to this, the 4K that they released, was only the theatrical in the US. But this is Arrow's attempt at trying to fix that now with releasing the international cut, which was shown in England and is, I feel, the superior film. So it is, if you don't know the storyline, it's pretty much space vampires, and it's actually based on the book called Space Vampires. And it's actually has an early appearance by Patrick Stewart, and it's really weird. That one's a really weird scene. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but you need to see that one. So when a space shuttle crew finds a mysterious spacecraft containing 3 human-looking creatures in a state of suspended animation. They bring them back to Earth for further investigation. Also, by the way, they found them inside the tail of Halley's Comet. It's only then that scientists discovered that they are in fact a race of space vampires that feed off people's life force rather than their blood. So when they escape and run amok in London, the consequences are apocalyptic. Very good special effects with this. I can't wait to hit this in 4K. I really can't. I've got multiple copies of the previous Arrow edition. I think they released it twice. This is going to be the ultimate release, I think, for Life Force. If you've never ever seen Matilda May, I recommend you see the film The Tit and the Moon. Yes, that's a real that's a real movie title, and I really suggest you see it, especially for the climax. And yes, anyway, onto some CDs that I also picked up from Play DVD. And the first one I'll get out of the way now. It was Little Britain. They had this is the radio shows. This is really kind of hard to find now. It was really ultra cheap too. It was only like $11. And I mean, this thing is cancelled now. There's no way in hell that these... Hold on to your DVDs, hold on to your thing. You'll never ever see this out and about again. It's just... To the wokies, it's just... It's poison, you know. So it will never ever really see the light of day again. And if you can find it, go for it. You know, I always found them funny. Probably not so much today. They're not funny today because they have toned it down quite a lot. Next up, I was really glad to find this at last. This thing was going for like $300 on eBay. And because of the fact that this is over 20 years old, this copy of Doctor Who and the Celestial Toymaker. Now, if you don't know, this is a bit of a controversial one. It has a naughty word in it that only a certain race can actually speak. If we say it, we're racist. So, but they actually omitted it from the new animated release that they did. And I just look, it's not the most pleasant word in the world, but this was saved by fans. This wouldn't exist if it weren't for frickin' fans who recorded it via audio. And so, in respect to them, I felt I needed to buy it. And also because of the fact that the BBC have kind of ruined a lot of... If you don't know, I'm a huge Doctor Who fan. But they've ruined a lot of classic everything by wiping all the original tapes and everything. If the fans weren't there, they wouldn't have this. And how dare they, manipulate and adjust it and delete things from it. They may think they own it, but it's owned by the fans. Come on, it is. It's a great show. And anyway, I can't wait to get into this. This is actually narrated by Peter Purvis, who was, what was his name? Stephen. And, so he narrates this. Like I said, it's 25 years old. It should be uncut. And I got it at a reasonable price. And even if I never ever listen to it, it exists. It exists. And that's the main thing. If they could, they'd destroy every single copy of this they could. So, lastly on the CDs, I got the music of ITC. So this includes Danger Man, Gideon's Way, The Baron, The Saint, Man in a Suitcase, The Prisoner, The Champions, Department S, Randall and Hopkirk, Strange Report, The Persuaders, Jason King. Love Jason King. One day I'm going to do a video on just Jason King and Department S. I really am. I just had such a great time watching those back in the day. And it includes The Protectors, The Adventurer, The Zoo Gang, and Return of the Saint. So, yes, can't wait to get into this. It's a 2-CD soundtrack, and it's a bit of a score, really. You know, it's got the Roger Moore on the front there. Music. Looking forward to that one. Now, as you know, I went to Melbourne to meet Alex Proyas. Alex Proyas directed a lot of films, including Dark City, The Crow, iRobot, and Strange Days, I think, as well. He's a very, very nice man when I got to meet him. He is he's very quiet and very humble as well, I think. And I just, so here we go. I got him to sign it. I don't know why I did it, but I asked him to put my name on it. But I'm not going to sell these, so I suppose it doesn't matter. And we had a good chat, so it's not like I went there to try and make money. I'm not like that sort of thing. And of course, I got The Crow signed as well, the 4K version, and of course, just on the day that I had to meet him, Dark City got announced for 4K. Yeah, that Dark City. So, yeah, and of course it's going to include the director's cut as well. I cannot wait. I'm going to try and pre-order that as soon as I can. But yeah, I actually, when I walked up there to see him, I actually said, I congratulated him on the release. And or the announcement, and he said, "Oh, thank you very much," And no, he's not Elvis, but yeah, no, he said, "Oh, thank you very much," and he said he's very excited about it, and then I told him about my love for Jennifer Connelly, and how when Dark City was released, it came out at a time that I was studying graphic design, and I couldn't tell him how many times I had drawn Jennifer Connelly in a green dress, and he just laughed his ass off, and I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty good. So yeah, and I also explained to him that Dark City was for me was the top 5 film for me, and that it introduced me to a lot of noir films like The Third Man, which he said was also an inspiration for the Dark City. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that release of Dark City when it comes out in a couple of months' time on 4K, and I'll definitely be getting it. It's a shame it's not coming out locally. I'll have to import it from the UK, but I don't mind that at all. But I would rather support the local economy, especially Umbrella Entertainment and Via Vision. And so, yeah, come on, guys, just bring them over here. We don't need to import. We'll help support you. Please remember to like and subscribe, and comment down below if you've seen any of these movies, or if I've got something wrong, which a lot of people have. Let me know in the comments, and that's fine. I can get things wrong. I'm only human. I get things wrong. I'm doing things from a lot of the time top of my head, from stuff that I know, totally useless information. So, but thank you all so much for everybody and all their comments, and please keep them coming. Who am I? I'm Matt Pot. I'm back, and I'll see you next time.